You're doing everything right. You're caring. You show up. You think that makes you a good man, and it does. But here's the problem. Being a good man isn't enough to make her respect you. In fact, it might be the very reason she doesn't. Think about that for a second. The exact qualities you've been told to cultivate, kindness, compliance, availability, are quietly draining your power. You're busy trying to prove you're good, but you've forgotten how to be powerful. And women don't respect goodness without strength. They don't respect comfort without a challenge. They respect the man who doesn't need their validation to stand tall. They respect the man who has his own gravity. You've seen it happen. You've felt that painful shift, the moment her appreciation turns to indifference or worse, contempt. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and you think she's being unfair. The truth is, you're missing the simple, foundational rules of masculine respect. In this video, here at Stoic Manhood Guide, I'll break down 3 common behaviors that silently kill respect and make her stop seeing you as a man she can follow. Once you understand them, you'll never confuse being nice with being respected again. Let's cut the confusion and reclaim your power. We've established the painful truth your goodness is not enough. Now, let's diagnose the 3 specific, seemingly harmless behaviors that are silently eroding her respect and making her stop seeing you as a man she can follow. 1. The failure to say no. Erasing your boundaries, you think you're being kind. You think you're keeping the peace. Every time she asks you to change your plans, skip a night with your friends, or agree to something you clearly don't want to do, you rationalize it. You tell yourself, it's not a big deal. It's just love. I'm prioritizing her. But here is the internal transaction you fail to see. Every ice you give when your heart says no quietly erases you from her respect. The man who never says no believes he's earning affection. What he's really doing is training her subconscious to see him as predictable, pliable, safe, and eventually invisible. When you stop saying no, you stop being a man in her eyes. You become her shadow, not her pillar. At first, she appreciates your compliance. It feels flattering, even comforting, that you prioritize her so much. But soon, that comfort turns to contempt. Why? Because deep down, she doesn't want to be with someone she can control. She wants to feel your strength, your ability to stand firm when she pushes. That's what makes her feel truly safe. That's what earns her respect. You might argue, but I'm just trying to make her happy. The truth is, you're doing it to avoid conflict. You fear that standing up for yourself means losing her. But the law of masculine dynamics is clear. Women don't respect men who orbit around them. They respect men who stand their ground, even when it costs them comfort. Every time you surrender your boundaries, she feels it. It's subtle, but the energetic shift is undeniable. Her tone changes. Her energy pulls away. She stops looking at you the same way. Not because she wants to hurt you, but because something primal in her says, I can't trust this man to lead. She tests your limits, not to break you, but to see if you can hold your frame. And if you collapse every time she pushes, she'll stop pushing entirely because she's already lost faith in your spine. The solution: reclaim your spine with certainty. Start saying no, not with anger, not with a long, apologetic explanation, but with calm certainty. I can't tonight. That doesn't work for me. Let's do it another time. You don't need to over-explain. You don't need to soften it with guilt. Strength doesn't shout. It just stands. Set boundaries and protect them like they're sacred. Because they are. They are not walls to keep her out. They are the foundations that keep both of you steady. The moment you stop trying to make her happy, you start making her respect you. 2. Over-apologizing, confusing kindness with weakness. You say sorry without even realizing it. She bumps into you. Sorry. She has a bad day. Sorry. She's moody for no reason. Sorry again. You're apologizing for things you didn't cause, can't control, and shouldn't carry. And the irony is devastating. The more you say sorry, the less she respects you. You've been told your whole life that apologizing shows empathy, that it makes you a good man. But over-apologizing doesn't read as kind to the female psyche. It reads as weak. Every unnecessary apology whispers insecurity. It tells her, I don't want to upset you. I'll take the blame just to keep the peace. What you don't realize is that peace built on fear isn't peace at all, it's submission. And a woman can feel that energy. She might not articulate it, but her attraction fades because she's no longer looking at a man standing in his truth. She's looking at someone trying to survive her emotions. This is emotional servitude, not partnership. Every sorry you don't owe is a small act of self-betrayal. You are teaching her that your role is to absorb all emotional weight, hers and yours, the solution. Reclaim your presence. You don't need to stop apologizing altogether. You need to recalibrate when it's truly necessary. Before you say, sorry, pause and ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong, or am I just trying to manage her emotions? If it's the latter, stop. Replace the apology with calm, deliberate action or leadership. If she spills her drink, don't say sorry. Say, let me grab a towel. If she's frustrated with work, don't whisper, I'm sorry you're stressed. Instead, hold eye contact and say, that sounds rough, want to talk about it. Do you see the difference? One energy apologizes for existing, the other leads with stability. One seeks permission, the other offers an anchor. Crucially, stop filling silence with guilt. Learn to stand still in uncomfortable moments. Your presence doesn't need justification. The man who can hold silence without folding is the one she instinctively respects. You don't need to apologize for breathing. You just need to breathe like a man who belongs in the room. 3. Abandoning your mission, losing your gravity. He used to have a mission, a purpose, a vision that made him wake up early, push harder, and move with intent. Then he met her, and slowly, without even noticing, she became the mission. At first, it feels beautiful. You cancel plans for her. Skip your workout. Forget the things that once made you feel alive. You tell yourself it's love, that sacrifice is proof of commitment. But that's not devotion. That's self-erasure. When a man starts orbiting around a woman, he abandons his gravity. And without gravity, everything falls apart: his discipline, his drive, his self-respect. A man without his own center eventually becomes emotionally homeless, living through her moods, her validation, her approval. You stop living for the thrill of your own life and start living for her reactions. If she's happy, you're okay. If she's distant, you spiral. That's not love. That's dependency disguised as affection. Here's the harsh truth. No woman can truly respect a man who disappears into her world. It doesn't make her feel closer to you. It makes her feel responsible for you. And nothing kills attraction faster than emotional babysitting. Women are drawn to men who are in motion, men who have direction. When you lose that, she feels it on a primal level. Her instincts scream, this man can't protect me. He needs me to keep him together. And the moment she feels that, she starts to pull away. The solution: reclaim your life. If you've already lost yourself, you must rebuild. You must reclaim your life piece by piece. Reclaim your routine, get back to your gym, your hobbies, your craft. These are not distractions, they are anchors. Protect your time. Guard your moments like sacred ground. Friday nights with your boys. Sunday mornings dedicated to your goals. Keep growing every new skill, every challenge, every small victory breathes life back into your masculine core. She doesn't fall for the man who worships her. She falls for the man she can look up to. The one who doesn't need her to breathe, but chooses her while breathing on his own. When you stop chasing her, she starts chasing the man she met. The man who had fire in his eyes, purpose in his chest, and boundaries in his bones. A man without a life of his own isn't a man she can follow. The moment you reclaim that life, she remembers exactly why she fell for you in the first place. We've broken down the 3 power drains: the failure to say no, the overuse of sorry, and the abandonment of your mission. Now, we must zoom out. These 3 behaviors are all symptoms of one central problem: a lack of masculine gravity. When you operate without gravity, without a solid, unshakable center, you become a satellite orbiting her world, desperate for her validation. To rebuild the magnetic force that draws her in, you must master the fundamental laws of composure, sovereignty, and unfazed authority. 1. The test and the anchor: composure under pressure. Here is the truth about relationship conflict. She doesn't test you to destroy you. She tests you to feel safe around you. Most men don't understand this, and that's why they fail those tests miserably. When a woman pushes your boundaries, questions your choices, or gives you attitude for no clear reason, she's not trying to pick a fight. She's subconsciously asking one question: can I trust this man to stay grounded when things get messy? Every woman, on some instinctive level, needs to know that her man won't collapse under emotional pressure. It's not about dominance, it's about safety. Because if you can't stay centered when she storms, how will you stay steady when life does? The mistake men make. The reactive man, most men interpret those moments as attacks. They take everything personally. They get defensive, explain, justify, apologize, or overreact. And in doing so, they prove exactly what she feared, that his emotions are reactive, not controlled. You see, women don't lose respect because you fail. They lose respect because you can't regulate your response. Your calmness, or lack of it, tells her everything about your strength. When she throws a little chaos your way, it's not because she hates you. It's because she wants to feel your energy. She wants to see if you can hold space for both of you when emotions rise. When you do, she relaxes. When you don't, she hardens. Let's put it simply. If you crumble every time she tests you, she starts managing her own safety. That's when she becomes distant, controlling, or cold. Not because she wants to lead, but because she no longer believes you can. The solution: absorb and steady. There are two kinds of men in her world. The first apologizes before she even finishes her sentence. He over-explains and ends up looking like a child seeking approval. The second man doesn't argue or explain. He listens, keeps his composure, speaks slowly, and stands his ground. He doesn't match her chaos, he absorbs it, steadies it. When you do that, something shifts in her eyes. She exhales. Her nervous system sinks to yours. Her guard drops. She becomes softer. Women don't need to win over men. They need men who can't be easily shaken. When you remain unbothered, not cold, not passive, just centered, you're sending one powerful message: you can trust my energy. I'm not going anywhere. To emotional sovereignty, your unshakable center. The moment you lose control of your emotions, she feels it instantly. The moment you stop leading yourself, she stops trusting you. Respect isn't something she decides to give. It's something she instinctively offers when your presence demands it. To reclaim that presence, you don't need to fight harder. You need to return to your center. The power of silence, the ability to stay quiet in tension, is one of the most underrated signs of power. When she tests you, when she's emotional, or when life throws you off balance, don't rush to fix it. Don't chase validation with explanations. Hold your composure. Let silence do the talking. A man who doesn't react immediately communicates strength on a level that words can't touch. Boundaries as structure, not punishment. A man without boundaries invites chaos. A man with clear boundaries creates trust. You don't need to announce them, you live them. You embody them in your schedule, your tone, your standards. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. If you say you'll be somewhere, be there. If you say you won't tolerate something, follow through. Boundaries aren't about control, they're about consistency. And consistency builds respect faster than charm ever could. Purpose over her. Ask yourself, what's the mission beyond her? Because if she's the center of your world, you've already lost the gravitational pull that once made you magnetic. Your life must orbit something larger: growth, legacy, self-mastery. The deeper your purpose runs, the more naturally she aligns with it. A man walking his path doesn't need to prove his worth. He radiates it. Separate her mood from your own. Learn to separate her emotional weather from your own temperature. If she's upset, don't mirror her energy. If she's distant, don't panic. Stay steady. You're not responsible for her emotional climate. You're responsible for your own regulation. This is what women deeply crave but rarely articulate. A man who doesn't get swept into their storms. When you stay grounded, she feels grounded. When you remain calm, she opens up because she can finally exhale around you. 3. The paradox of respect. Silence is proof. Respect isn't given when you chase it. It's given when you no longer need it. The man who truly knows his value doesn't need to fight for acknowledgement. He understands something powerful: silence is proof. Presence is proof. The way you stand, breathe, and handle tension speaks louder than any declaration ever could. What you're really chasing isn't her validation. It's relief from your own insecurity. When you let go of that chase, she feels your shift instantly. Your energy changes from, please choose me, to, I already chose myself. That's the energy women respect. The calm, untouchable kind that says, you can stay or go. Either way, I remain. Think about the men women can't forget. It's not the most charming man. It's the one who was unfazed. The one who didn't crumble when she withdrew. His calmness haunted her because it revealed something she couldn't manipulate: true inner security. Stop trying to fix her mood. Let her feel what she needs to feel. Stop trying to win every argument. Let silence be your final word. The moment you stop reacting to every emotional spark, you start commanding the entire fire. A woman respects the man who can love her deeply, but never at the expense of himself. That's masculine balance, the fusion of care and control. When you stop proving your worth, she starts noticing it. Because now you've become the rarest thing in her world, a man who's already enough. You don't lose her respect overnight. You lose it one small compromise at a time. One yes you didn't mean. One sorry you didn't owe. One piece of your mission you quietly traded away in the name of keeping her happy. But here is the beautiful truth: respect can be rebuilt. It begins the moment you stop betraying yourself. When you start saying no where your soul screams no. When you stop apologizing for existing. When you reclaim the parts of your life that make you who you are. That's when everything shifts. Not just in her, but in you. Because this isn't really about her. It's about you remembering your own value before anyone else does. A woman can only respect a man who respects himself first. And that self-respect doesn't come from bravado or performance. It comes from inner peace and unshakable composure. You can't demand respect, you have to embody it. So, here's your final call to action. Not to chase her, not to change her, but to return to yourself. Start today. Stop saying yes when you mean no. Stop living for her emotions. And start leading your own life again. If this message hit you, don't just watch, transform. Subscribe, leave a comment, and share this with a man who's forgotten who he is. Every man deserves to be respected, but it starts here with you.